Kids safe, mother approved. You're listening to Voice America Kids.
Stars could shine between the lines if you would let yourself go. Find someplace you know you can use your words, use your hands. You can change the world, you just pretend. Express yourself, take a chance and you'll see who you'll be.
It's time to express yourself, where teens talk and the world listens. Presented by Star Style Productions as an international outreach program of Be the Star You Are charity. You'll rock to an hour of adolescent fusion with your teen hosts and on-air reporters. Meet and chat with cool celebrities, exhilarating experts, and tenacious teens with subjects regarding anything and everything that you want to know. It's time to kick off the fun with our star teens. Welcome to Express Yourself.
To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. And that quote is from Buddha. And one more quote before we start the show today. There's nothing more important than our good health. That's our principal capital asset. And that quote is from former Senator Arlen Specter. Hello and welcome to Express Yourself. We're a program by, for, and with creative young people. A platform to give teens a voice right here on the Voice America Kids Network. I'm Joven Hundal, and today's theme is the gift of health.
And I'm Jack Pawlakos. Express Yourself is produced by Star Style Productions and brought to you as an outreach service of the Be the Star You Are charity, a top nonprofit honored by GuideStar and great nonprofits. Please be sure to visit www.bethestarur.org to make a tax-deductible donation and get more information about how you too can be part of our mission to increase literacy in positive message media.
Be the Star You Are needs your donations to help us help those in distress by providing books and other resources. Please donate today at our website, which is again www.bethestarur.org. And you can even donate through PayPal Giving Fund with no additional fees. And so for our first segment today, we have got a special treat from my co-host Jack and his segment, Trends Without Ends. Take it away, Jack.
Hello, audience. My name is Jack Pawlakos, and I'm really excited to be back on Be the Star You Are in my segment, Trends Without Ends. Today, I'm going to be talking about current trends in health. Well, there are many increasing amount of scientific methods to benefit health, and more advanced research is being done every day to help cure diseases. These tend to either be really complex or really expensive, and usually both. In order to make this a bit more relatable to the average listener, I'm going to be talking about a trend that has been rapidly increasing in popularity that pretty much anyone can do. This trend is simply eating healthier. Obviously, people have been eating healthy for a long time, but it wasn't until very recently that more people, including entire families, began to understand the benefits of a healthy diet. Now, this doesn't just mean that the families completely cut off dessert and only ate vegetables, but you can still enjoy the food you love just in healthy alternatives. For example, rather than eating white bread, a healthy alternative would be whole wheat bread. Instead of chips, try baked potato sweet chips. Even though cake can be really delicious, banana cake is just as tasty, but it's actually way better for you. And as tempting as sugary candy can be, dried fruit actually contains natural sweetener. So it's basically like nature's Jolly Ranchers. You may be thinking, what's the benefit of eating all these healthy alternatives? Well, the positive outcomes are overwhelming. For one, eating fruits provides the body with many essential minerals and vitamins. It leads to healthier skin as well as more energy. In addition, fruits reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke. As if that isn't enough to convince you to eat healthier, fruits and vegetables are also highly beneficial for oral health and reduces the likelihood of cavities. Overall, eating healthier has many health benefits, and it's no wonder why so many people have recently turned to a healthier diet. Of course, eating candy every once in a while isn't terrible for your health, especially if you've been eating healthy.
Yeah, for sure. I love that you talked about, just simply eating healthy for this segment. It's something that's a lot more accessible to people, accessible for more people than we may think. And, it's definitely a great way to start to get the healthy lifestyle you're looking for. And so I wanted to ask then, what kinds of foods then would you recommend people eat to start off their new healthy diets or that sort of thing?
Well, I recommend that you should eat a lot of fruit because pretty much all fruits are healthy and they're usually tasty. but they all have their each individual benefit. If you're looking to buy fruit, the best way to just buy fruit is just buy whatever's in season, but try to buy organic fruits because they're grown without pesticides. While fruits all do have amazing benefits, depending on your goals to get healthier, some are actually different than others. So I'm going to run you through a little list of different fruits and the benefits and stuff they have. So blueberries are one of the most antioxidant-filled fruits you can eat. Blueberries have a pretty low glycemic index, and they have been found to benefit people with diabetes. Watermelon has been shown to lower levels of blood sugar and blood pressure. Guavas have been found to help eyesight, prevent cancer, and even promote weight loss. However, if you're lifting weights and want to gain weight, then bananas are actually a great substitute for an energy bar before the gym. They're filled with potassium and they're easily digested, which actually make them a perfect pre-workout snack. In addition, grapes can help lower the risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. And pomegranate seeds are, in my opinion, extremely tasty, and they've also been shown to benefit the heart and even slow the process of aging. There also is an old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And this actually is true, because apples have been found to regulate blood sugar and are a great source of dietary fiber.
I love how that saying actually is accurate. And yeah, I definitely think fruits are a great place to start. You know, with just farmers markets that a lot of cities, I guess that's another sort of trend that's popping up, that a lot of cities are starting to have their own farmers markets, so you can kind of get some locally grown fruits, definitely go after what's in season, like how you said. And then also, you know, you have the rise of all of these, I guess, organic shopping chains like Whole Foods or other like healthy shopping, healthy grocery stores like Trader Joe's. And so these stores, you know, they're popping up more and more. And so they're definitely increasing our access to fruits and other healthy foods. And so, yeah, I think that's a great trend to talk about. And so I wanted to also ask you then, so when a lot of families are, you know, busy and I guess can't go to one of these healthy grocery stores to get healthy ingredients for healthy meals, and so if they're busy and then they just go and eat out at a restaurant, do you have any suggestions then on how to make sure you're still eating healthy even if you go out to eat?
Well, one of my top picks would probably be Chipotle. They serve fresh food, and it's pretty fast, and it also offers a wide array of options that appeals to most families, even if you have someone that's picky in your family, or if you're picky yourself. You can order bowls instead of burritos so that it cuts down the calories because you don't have like all the bread and the carbs from the actual burrito. And you can skip like sour cream and cheese, and you can basically choose how you make your food, like whatever meal you're going to eat. So you can cut down a lot of the calories that you don't want to have if you're trying to diet. And not everyone is also looking to do that. So if you want healthy calories, you can order beans and like brown rice, which helps stabilize blood sugar levels, but it also helps to keep your energy up. And as weird as this sounds, McDonald's usually isn't associated with being really healthy, but you can order salads at places like McDonald's and Burger King. So if you have to eat there, but you want to stay healthy and avoid fries and stuff like that, you can always order like a chicken salad and you get protein and you don't get too many calories, but you still get a good meal. And Taco Bell actually has a soft chicken taco that's relatively healthy for fast food too.
Yeah, good to know, good to know. And so are you aware then of any, you know, negative health-related trends that seem to be hitting teens in particular?
Oh, for sure. The worst trend is probably sleeping with a smartphone on. A 2017 study published in the journal Child Development found that using smartphones late at night, mainly for social media, is directly linked to depression, poor coping skills, and reduced self-esteem in teens. 1 in 5 teens said that they regularly wake up in the middle of the night to check social media. Another very negative trend is vaping. The information about vaping is pretty complicated, and on the news, vaping appeals to be not as bad for your health as it really is because it's advertised to be better for you than smoking, which it is because the vaping is actually created so that people who are addicted to smoking can stop and step down to something that's a little bit better for you. But if you're vaping without or like not because you smoke, then it's actually really bad for your health. The New York University recently did a study with mice, and they found out that you can actually get cancer from vaping, and it also can spread other diseases, and it's just really bad for your mental health as well. So there's also a lot of toxins in the vapor that comes out of e-cigarettes. So if you're not doing it because you're trying to quit smoking, then it's really not a good option at all. And unfortunately, it's been a rising trend in many teens all across America.
Yes, definitely some good info then for us to digest. And you're definitely right that we do see in all these advertisements that it's a great way to not actually be smoking, but you're still going to have all these health problems if you do vape. And so like you said, it's really only, I guess, a quote-unquote good option if you're trying to get off smoking. And then so I wanted to also ask, Jack, if there's any other, like health trends that you've seen amongst teens, amongst people in general. What are some other health trends that you might have noticed recently?
Well, I think in general, people are starting to exercise a lot more. Whether you just get a membership to 24, because those are, 24 usually has pretty cheap memberships, or you get a membership to any gym, or you can go on runs. I noticed that I'm seeing at least in my area, I'm seeing a lot more teens going out for runs and working out and just trying to get in better shape overall. And a lot of kids do sports as well. So that's always been a good trend for teens, is doing sports, getting active, going outside, and, just getting in better health overall from exercising. But unfortunately, with the rise of technology, this can sometimes cause people to, it's kind of a deterrent from working out and exercising, because, why would you want to go outside and do all this hard work when you could just go on your phone and watch YouTube or Netflix, go on social media, whatever you want to do. So as long as you can discipline yourself, then exercising, the phones aren't that big of a problem for exercising. But I've noticed a lot more people are exercising, but then at the same time, less people are exercising because of phones. So it really just depends on, if you have the motivation to work out. But I think that overall, it's a good thing to exercise, and it's a good thing to eat healthy.
Yeah, for sure. And, I think you do make a really good point about, trying to find that balance then between technology and between doing stuff like exercising. I think for a while there's been, this whole stigma around exercising being this, I guess, big thing that you have to plan for. Maybe you have to go to the gym these days a week and you have to do this, whatever. But I think, how you're saying, teens just playing a sport at high school, or just going out for a run, there's a lot of easy ways to kind of exercise that don't have this stigma following it. So, I think that's definitely a trend we need to look out for. And I think one other interesting thing to note is that, a lot of the suggestions you've been making throughout the segment, whether it's in regards to eating healthy and eating especially fruits and fruits that are in season, deciding what to eat when you eat out, and then exercising, I think you can definitely combine a lot of these suggestions. And so I think it made for a really good segment then, because you can talk about all these things that you can do in conjunction with each other to get that healthy lifestyle you're looking for. And so thank you so much, Jack, for such an informative segment. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. Listeners, be sure to support our show and these amazing segments by donating to the Be the Star You Are charity, which brings you this program. We have lots of fun events coming up, so be sure to check out BeTheStarYouAre.org and follow our blog. I'm Joven Hundal.
And I'm Jack Pawlakos. With Be the Star You Are's fun and informative videos at youtube.com/BeTheStarYouAre, Be the Star You Are founder and Express Yourself producer Cynthia Bryan has just authored a brand new book, Growing with the Goddess Gardener. It's now available at cynthiabryan.com/online-store, with 25% of proceeds benefiting Be the Star You Are and Express Yourself. Make sure to keep listening as we continue our conversation about the gift of health.
Are you a teen interested in becoming a radio personality? The Positive Message Outreach Program of Be the Star You Are charity trains dedicated young people to be reporters and hosts on Express Yourself Teen Radio. Visit ExpressYourselfTeenRadio.com for information. That's ExpressYourselfTeenRadio.com. Don't forget to tune in to Express Yourself Tuesdays at noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Voice America Kids, where teens talk and the world listens.
You're listening to Voice America Kids, now with 33% more active ingredients and no artificial coloring.
You're listening to Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids channel, where teens talk and the world listens. Express Yourself is produced by Star Style Productions, LLC, as an international outreach program of Be the Star You Are charity. For more information about our show, visit expressyourselfteenradio.com. Now, back to our star teens.
Welcome back to our uplifting and inspiring program. I'm Jack Pawlakos, and you're listening to Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids Network, brought to you by Be the Star You Are charity. Today's show was all about the gift of health.
And I'm Joven Hundal. In this next segment, we'll be talking to Melanie Kocher, an HIIT Pilates instructor and wellness coach who works tirelessly to improve the well-being of all her clients. We're extremely excited to have her on today, so let's welcome her to the show. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you on today. And so I wanted to just dive right in and ask if you could provide a little background about what exactly you do in the wellness industry.
Sure. So I teach, as you mentioned, HIIT Pilates, so otherwise known as HIIT Pilates. I'm a Pilates instructor, so I work one-on-one for private clients, and I also teach group fitness part-time at Equinox gyms, and for employees also at a few different corporations. So I teach, and HIIT Pilates is high-intensity interval training Pilates, so it's kind of a hybrid of cardio bursts that are involved in the HIIT training and then Pilates movements. So combining the two of them together is a new form of exercise that I've been developing. But I also teach just a regular signature Pilates as well. And then I also work as a wellness coach, coaching young professionals, and I work with a lot of brides-to-be and grooms on, just self-care and nutrition and, fitness, and that can be one-on-one training. And I also provide wellness workshops as well, at different corporations, private parties, nonprofits, things like that.
That's actually pretty cool. What inspired you to just become a HIIT Pilates trainer?
Sure. Well, I actually worked for a while in corporate America. So I worked about 10 years or so doing social media and ad sales for, entertainment companies. One of the companies I worked for was Weight Watchers Corporate, and I did, social media there, ad sales. And so that was the first time I got involved in wellness. But then actually I was inspired by my own wedding, which was a couple years ago. I actually, I got married, and then I started reevaluating what I wanted to do with my life. And, I loved reaching people in a very positive way in the wellness world when I was at Weight Watchers a few years prior to that. So thinking about that, and then my love of fitness personally, I just thought, well, how can I, and also just my wedding process leading up to my wedding and, fitness and eating right and all of those things. I was like, how can I combine all of my passions? And so I was inspired to enroll at NYU and get an advanced diploma in coaching. And then after that, I got a MAT certificate in Pilates at Equinox. So I guess it was just a culmination of my personal experiences and working at Weight Watchers and wellness and all of it coming together.
Wow, interesting. And so I wanted to ask you then, so, people who say that they might not have time for Pilates or any time to, improve their well-being as a person, how would you respond to people who say things like that?
Sure. I guess what I would say is, first of all, it definitely, the thing about, Pilates and what I do and, the types of clients I work with, a lot of people, especially where I am in New York City, running around, hustle and bustle. So there's definitely limited time. So I have some routines where it's literally 5 to 10 minutes, whether that's in the morning or at night, or, going to people's homes or taking a quick break at work, or even at work or in school, or, you doing some Pilates exercises in your chair at your desk. There are ways to kind of integrate it into your daily life, as far as fitness goes in general, or, getting your steps in or working out, taking the stairs instead of an elevator, making small, tiny little choices like that, I think can help get fitness back into your life in a very natural way.
That's pretty cool, actually, that you can just squeeze it in places, because I know that, like, sometimes if you want to do, like, a full workout, you have to spend a really long time, but it seems like with Pilates, you can just kind of squeeze it in certain places whenever you have time. And I'm kind of curious, like, what would you do, like, to exercise or do the Pilates, like, in a chair? Because that sounds pretty cool, because I don't really know many exercises that you can do if you're just sitting at a chair at work or something.
Yeah, sure. So there are a few things, and a great thing about Pilates is that it improves your posture. But, I actually do have something on my YouTube channel. There's a little video, 5-minute self-care video where I go through actual exercises you can do sitting in a chair. And there are just simple things that you can do just to kind of, pay attention to the way your back is aligned against the chair and leaning, bringing your shoulders back and down, head tilts and, head rolls and certain things to just loosen you up a little bit. And there are ways to just kind of lifting, even just simple things like coming to the edge of your chair and lifting your legs up a little bit and getting a little bit of a leg workout in a scissor kick type motion. And so there are plenty of things that you can do, even without coworkers or, colleagues even noticing. But yeah, you can definitely integrate it throughout your day. And also just the breathing is a huge part of Pilates and releasing stress. So, and there are ways to kind of get that technique down and then implement it throughout your entire day, not just when you're in a fitness, your group fitness setting.
Yeah. And so it's good to hear that, like some of these stuff is just really easy, like how you and Jack were saying, I guess, to integrate it into your daily routine. It's a really good thing to integrate into that. And so I also wanted to ask then, so in regards to HIIT Pilates, who would you say it's mostly geared to? So you're talking a little about how, it is rather intensive, but you can also do, I guess, these sorts of small little things. So is it sort of like a universal kind of thing that people can get involved with, or what would you say about that?
Totally. It's very universal. The cool thing about it is, so HIIT Pilates together, the HIIT elements are great for burning fat and boosting your metabolism. And the Pilates is great because you're increasing flexibility and you're toning and tightening and, decreasing stress. So there are a lot of really great benefits when you combine the two. But if somebody, wants to kind of eliminate a little bit of the cardio and they don't want something as high impact, you can, just stick to a very basic signature Pilates sequence, So it's basically, it could be for anybody, because there's benefits of both types of workouts. And again, if, like, for example, working with a lot of brides, if there's a big event coming up, like a wedding, that's when brides really want to kick into gear, and, a big event coming up, they, maybe they want the HIIT Pilates and they really want to get that, the cardio burst and burning fat quickly for an event. But for more lifestyle maintenance, it could be, more of maybe toning it down a tiny bit. So it's very customizable.
That's pretty cool how it can just be customized to, like, any age and, like, any people. So you were just talking about like how you can use Pilates and stuff. So do you think there's any, like, if people want to burn fat with it and do, like, the high intensity to burn calories and stuff like that, is there any, like, certain meals that you think people should eat with specific training?
Yeah, I'm very into clean, wholesome eating. So I always, talk to clients about, using very natural ingredients and, comprising of mostly lean proteins and, the healthy fats, and also non-starchy veggies. And of course, there are complex carbs and other, for vitamins and minerals that are great to have in your diet, and certain fruits as well that should be consumed throughout the day. But definitely, clean, natural ingredients. And another big thing is also, I like the idea of eating sometimes like 6 smaller meals throughout the day. So, which is good for staving off hunger, and it keeps your metabolism humming throughout the day, and also controls your blood sugar at the same time. So, just kind of grazing throughout the day, and just using clean, natural ingredients, I think.
Interesting. So, and then I also wanted to ask about so you have your customized wellness programs for different clients then. And so I wanted to ask then, how exactly do you customize this to best tailor one specific client?
Sure. So again, when it comes to the fitness, basically, we sit down and we talk first about, the client's goals, and if there is a big event coming up, and if they want to, for a wedding or something like that, want to, really focus on the fitness part, we can do that. And it can be like, a 1 month or 3 month intensive program, which of course can be carried on past that, but, it depends on what the goals are. So we kind of outline that from the beginning. And then that is what informs the kind of fitness routine that we do together, what we work on together, whether it's, again, more HIIT Pilates or, just more of a signature Pilates. Maybe they want to work on just releasing stress and having more work-life balance or something like that. And that's where the signature Pilates would be great. And some people, honestly, are pretty good when it comes to eating, and, maybe they don't need as much advice in that department, and other people kind of need help with what types of meals to eat. And then I, can provide recipes and ideas, and, if somebody wants coaching, because I provide coaching as well when it comes to self-care and, eating right and things like that. So not just the fitness routine, the private instruction with fitness, but the coaching is something that can also be applied. And I actually have some people who sign up for, let's say, like an hour session where half of it is physically working out, and then the other half is wellness coaching, like where we just talk about their goals and chat about, what's working and what isn't, and keeping them accountable week to week.
Yeah, I like that. So it's very diverse and, again, very tailored to fit the needs of each individual person. I like that a lot. And so I wanted to thank you, Melanie, for all the insights you provided us with in this segment. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but we will be continuing our conversation in the next segment. Audience, I'm Joven Hundal, and make sure to visit BeTheStarYouAre.org for more information about Express Yourself and Be the Star You Are. And make sure to also check Melanie out at her website, melaniecoacher.com, MELANIEKOTCHER.com, where you can also sign up for her mailing list. Her Instagram and Twitter, she is MelNYC1021, Facebook, Melanie Coacher, and YouTube, Melanie Coacher as well.
And I'm
Thank you so much.
Go to www.BeTheStarYouAre.org/events to find out about more upcoming opportunities for spreading positivity as a part of our charity. This has been another segment of Express Yourself Teen Radio. Keep listening as we continue our enlightening conversation of the gift of health.
Show the world your smile. Be the star you are.
If you are ready to be inspired, energized, and edutained, you've come to the right place with our 2 life-changing programs at BeTheStarYouAreRadio.com. Live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's our lifestyle show, Star Style, Be the Star You Are, with hosts Cynthia Bryan and Heather Brittany. On Tuesdays at noon Pacific, Teens Talk and the World Listens on Express Yourself Teen Radio on Voice America Kids. Come play with us at BeTheStarYouAreRadio.com.
We don't care how you got here. We're just glad you showed up. You're listening to Voice America Kids.
You're listening to Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids channel, where teens talk and the world listens. Express Yourself is produced by Star Style Productions, LLC, as an international outreach program of Be the Star You Are charity. For more information about our show, visit expressyourselfteenradio.com. Now, back to our star teens.
Thank you for staying with us here at Voice America Kids. I'm Joven Hundal, and our program is Express Yourself, giving youth across the world a voice to be listened to. For this edition of Express Yourself, we're extending a wonderful discussion about the gift of health.
And I'm Jack Pawlakos. We're back with Melanie Kocher, an HIIT Pilates instructor and wellness coach. Here's a small blurb about what she does in those capacities. Melanie Kocher is an HIIT Pilates instructor and wellness coach for busy women and men looking for quick, effective, and sustainable solutions to tighten, tone, lose weight, release stress, and gain confidence, and of course, have fun. Melanie holds a Pilates mat certificate from Equinox's Pilates Teacher Training Institute and an advanced diploma in coaching from the New York University School of Professional Studies. Her customized individual wellness programs include HIIT Pilates training in the comfort of your own home, a shopping list, meal plan, dining out guide, and an optional wellness coaching enhancement, which can also be booked as a standalone service. Wellness programs and workshops are also offered for corporations, nonprofits, and private group parties. Melanie has always had a passion for fitness and strongly believes that practicing the mind and body balance can produce life-changing effects. Combining her various personal and professional life experiences into a comprehensive wellness program, Melanie's approach is practical, time-efficient, highly effective, and most importantly, personal. And with that, let's welcome Melanie back into the show. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, thank you so much.
So last time when we were discussing this in the previous segment, I remember that you were talking about how there's tons of different workouts that you can do just within HIIT Pilates. And what's your favorite workout to do personally?
Sure. So I love teaching all different forms of HIIT Pilates and just signature Pilates as well. My favorite, I would say, is I do sometimes it's kind of like a power Pilates version where, it's a little bit, the cardio is amped up in a typical, it's like a typical Pilates class, but it's a little bit amped up when it comes to the cardio. And I also have upbeat pop or hip hop music along with it in classes. So I love it because it's just more upbeat, than what, someone might be used to in a typical Pilates class.
Yeah, and so just kind of switching gears for a moment here, you mentioned that you also offer wellness coaching as an optional enhancement for clients. So can you discuss this sort of wellness coaching in a little more detail?
Sure. So the wellness coaching, again, it has to do with, some people will come to me because, they need a little bit of help or guidance with getting their fitness back on track or, nutrition or just general self-care. And so we sit down and we talk about what their goals are. And, maybe there's, some sort of roadblock or obstacle that's getting in the way that's a little bit deeper, getting in the way of reaching those, fitness or health goals. And so what we do is we just basically, coaching it's a little bit different from therapy in the fact that it's very forward thinking and we set goals. And, each week I basically provide support for the client and, through active listening and questioning, we set goals for each week. And then I basically help to hold them accountable with small action steps from week to week to help them get to that goal. So whether it's, it could be as simple as, wanting to just feel more energized and get better sleep at night. And then we talk about, well, what are the different ways, how can we do that? And sometimes, the actions can be as simple as, implementing a daily meditation or a journaling practice at night. Sometimes it can go a little bit deeper if someone's really, maybe struggling a tiny bit with, self-care in the form of self-advocacy. If maybe somebody is, having a hard time maybe standing up for what they believe in or going after their true passion, which can come into then career and things like that. So it basically starts with wellness and taking care of yourself, but then can go in all different types of directions.
That's honestly, like, I'm just kind of amazed right now because I never knew Pilates just had like so much depth to it. Like, because I just thought like Pilates was Pilates, but that's pretty cool that how there's just like so many different types of things that you can do with Pilates. So I'm just wondering now, like I've noticed like a lot when you're saying like people's goals with Pilates is, you can burn calories or try to get into a better mindset, get more sleep, loosen up your body and stuff. Does Pilates, like if somebody wanted to get stronger from Pilates, is Pilates like able to do that, or is its main purpose just like kind of to loosen you up, make you feel better, get better sleep, just like feel better about yourself? Like, are there more purposes to it, I guess I'm asking?
Yeah, there definitely can get stronger. I think the number one thing is because a lot of Pilates is using your core strength, and it's what's called, so Joseph Pilates, who started Pilates, he calls it the powerhouse region. So it's your core and your inner thighs and glutes and hamstrings. And so the core region is being is strengthening, and it's being utilized the entire time. So throughout the entire exercise routine, that's what you're basically engaging your abs the entire time. So you're getting very strong, and sometimes, depending on the client or the class, I'll use like different types of equipment, like a Pilates ring or, 2 or 3 pound weights to kind of complement the exercise. So, we'll definitely be tightening and toning and sculpting all different parts of the body, but you're definitely getting stronger because the core is basically what helps you to do any sort of fitness, anything throughout the day. So.
Interesting. Yeah. And then, so I also wanted to ask you then about, so when you're coaching and setting goals, I wanted to ask you then about, teen stress. So a little more teen oriented here.
Sure.
So with, college applications, with extracurriculars, with tons of homework, teen stress, if you look at the statistics, the numbers are rising and rising every year. And so I wanted to ask about your wellness coaching and the Pilates programs as well. Are these effective measures for teenagers to deal with stress?
Absolutely. I think Pilates can be, beneficial for anybody. And I think that especially, I remember back in the day when I had the stress, as a teen of, prepping for finals and college applications and all of those things, anytime that I was having fun with fitness, I think that's a very big part of it too, is not just feeling like it has to be a chore, but, integrating fitness, even if you're studying or writing a ton of papers for college applications, but making sure you get a little bit of time in just to take care of your mind and your body. And part of that could be just socializing with friends, an extracurricular activity. Let's say there's something after school, if you're a part of a sports team, or, I was involved in cheerleading, and that was something that, getting that energy out and just having fun with friends and then going home would make me just that much more productive with getting my schoolwork done, So it's just about finding the time, even if it's a few minutes, to just loosen up, have fun, take care of your mind, eat right, and then that also, and work out. And I think that also affects getting your sleep patterns and getting the right amount of sleep to really be able to focus the next day for tests or whatever that might be.
Yeah, Pilates, it seems like it actually has a lot of benefits just to your everyday life, other than just helping you improve your physical health. It seems like it can help you improve your mental health and become a lot less stressed, which is honestly just awesome overall, that Pilates can just be that helpful to just an individual person. And like since it seems like it's just so helpful, and like a lot of people should do it, like at least I think a lot of people should do it. I might start trying it out because it just seems pretty cool now.
Yes, love it.
Like if you don't have a trainer near you, do you think it's like easy for an individual to just kind of pick up through YouTube tutorials or something, like if they don't have a Pilates instructor that they can go to?
Totally. Yes. I think, I have a few actually YouTube little tutorials myself, but there are plenty of things online. If somebody wants to just try out a quick, like 5 to 10 minute Pilates tutorial, there are plenty of resources online for that. And And, of course, just picking and choosing which ones are the right ones for you. And even, it doesn't have to be private one-on-one instruction, but it can be like if there's a gym close by that offers, even just like a regular Pilates class or intro to Pilates, sometimes local gyms will have them. So it definitely doesn't have to just be like a personal trainer situation where it's one-on-one. But yeah, definitely plenty of online resources and, and that's YouTube. It could even be Instagram. It can be pretty much anywhere, social media. So.
Yeah, good to hear. And then I also wanted to ask about, when should somebody first start doing something like this? Like you were talking a little about, if you have these big events coming up, or if you just want to keep a healthy lifestyle going. But if we're talking about, just young children, if we're talking about teens, when do you think is the best time to start doing Pilates or start wellness coaching or that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think that it, completely depends on the person, of course, and the, the situation. But I think anybody, can benefit from, proper fitness or coaching, just kind of implementing it more in your life. Like if somebody's feeling like they want to maybe amp up their fitness a little bit more, it's great. Or if somebody wants to just start getting into fitness, because there's so many different levels in Pilates, it doesn't have to be advanced right off the bat. I think it could really be for anyone who wants to just feel strong and again, release stress and have great posture. And I mean, there's so many benefits that it's really, it depends. You can basically start at any time that you'd like. And then depending on what your situation is and what's coming up in your life, then you can kind of gear it towards that and customize it and make it more intense or not as intense. So I think it's just beneficial for anyone and really at any time. I know that's kind of broad, but...
Well, yeah, it's broad, but it makes sense because it's just such a flexible exercise that you can do. Thank you so much for the wonderful insight on Pilates, but unfortunately, we're going to have to cut it short now because we're out of time. So we want to thank you again for appearing on Express Yourself, and we certainly learned a lot, and I think that you were the perfect guest for our health show because clearly Pilates has so much benefits on just mental health and physical health overall. So listeners, you can find more information about Melanie and her Pilates at her website, which is www.melaniekotcher.com, and you can also register for her mailing list. If you're curious about her Instagram or Twitter, they're both MelNYC1021. Her Facebook is Melanie Kotcher, and she has her own YouTube channel as well. And you can find more information about our show at www.expressyourselfteenradio.com. Make sure to follow Be the Star You Are and Express Yourself at www.bethestaryoure.org to support our show and find more segments like this. I'm Jack Pawlakos.
And I'm Joven Hundal. Again, during the break, be sure to check out our 501c3 literacy and positive media charity at bethestaryoure.org, and also visit www.expressyourselfteenradio.com for more information about our show. And when we come back, we'll be returning to our discussion on health.
Are you a teen interested in becoming a radio personality? The Positive Message Outreach Program of Be the Star You Are charity trains dedicated young people to be reporters and hosts on Express Yourself Teen Radio. Visit expressyourselfteenradio.com for information. That's expressyourselfteenradio.com. Don't forget to tune in to Express Yourself Tuesdays at noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Voice America Kids, where teens talk and the world listens.
Sometimes we may sound strange, but remember, we're just kids with opinions. You're listening to Voice America Kids.
You're listening to Express Yourself on the Voice America Kids channel, where teens talk and the world listens. Express Yourself is produced by Star Style Productions, LLC, as an international outreach program of Be the Star You Are charity. For more information about our show, visit expressyourselfteenradio.com. Now, back to our Star Teens.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us here at Voice America Kids. I'm Joven Hundal on Express Yourself, and in this last segment, we'll be closing out a fantastic hour-long show about the gift of health.
And I'm Jack Pawlakos. To round out the hour, we have our brand new reporter, Siri Panidra, appearing for the second time ever here on Express Yourself. Welcome, Siri.
Hello.
So, Siri, I just wanted to ask then, what do you feel is a key contributor to good health?
So with the fast pace and demands of life, many people feel stressed. It feels like there's simply not enough time in the day to breathe. So our stress makes us unhappy, sad, frustrated. It can even negatively affect our health. So how do Apple's Steve Jobs, Twitter's Jack Dorsey, and Oprah Winfrey control their stress levels? These billionaires meditate often and consider meditation to be a factor of their success. Meditation involves focusing on the breath or on a word or phrase known as a mantra. In other words, meditation turns one's attention away from distracting thoughts and rather focuses on the present moment.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. What are the benefits of meditation?
So according to some research, meditation can actually change the structure of the brain. So here are a few studies that show that meditation produces distinct changes in our most important organ, the brain. According to a 2011 Harvard study, after 8 weeks of training in mindful attention meditation, the cortical thickness in the hippocampus increased, which controls learning and memory, and the brain cell volume in the amygdala decreased, which is responsible for fear, anxiety, and stress, indicating that meditation not only changes the brain, but it changes our state of mind as well. And the participants who practiced meditation for 15 to 30 minutes a day promoted caring behaviors for oneself and others. And meditation also helps preserve the aging brain. People who had been meditating for years had more gray matter volume in their brains compared to the average non-meditator.
Oh, wow. So there's some actual almost tangible benefits that we can attribute to meditation. And
Yes.
so then I want to ask, how exactly does one just meditate?
So when we practice meditation, we need to sit in a comfortable posture in a quiet environment. When we have settled down comfortably, we tend to lose control of our mind and become aware of the thoughts and distractions in our mind. We should turn our attention to our breath and feel ourselves slowly exhaling and inhaling. By focusing on your breathing, you're basically disengaging and controlling the mind. Even 15 to 30 minutes in our 24-hour day has its benefits, and over time we will realize our minds becoming more peaceful, and we will experience true happiness without external entertainment, such as watching one's favorite television show or eating a lot of junk food. Meditation provides us with true inner happiness and will cause a more peaceful state of mind, regardless of the stressful circumstances of life.
In meditation, do you have to deliberately try to think not to think, or does it just kind of happen when you get into that area where you're just completely calm and as in the state that you want to be when you're meditating?
So meditation is not thinking about anything. You are basically completely disengaging your mind, and you're focusing your mind on one thing, which is your breathing, exhaling and inhaling, in order to control your mind. And meditation is a state of mind where you're connected to the inner self and completely disconnect from any external thought process or stress.
Interesting, yeah. And so I wanted to ask then, how exactly do you motivate somebody to meditate, to just sit there, not give in to any of those tempting distractions? How do you encourage someone to, then take out the time from their busy schedule to meditate?
So definitely it can be a little hard at first to motivate yourself to meditate because we try to prioritize other things that give us instant gratification. And it's easy for the mind to get carried away with these materialistic pleasures, such as electronic gadgets, social media. But once you feel your life transforming, meditating will simply be a daily routine, and you'll be able to incorporate it into your lifestyle without any motivation needed.
Oh, wow. You seem to know a lot about meditation. Do you have any personal experiences with meditating?
I attended this Art of Living meditation workshop in 2015, where I first gained an insight of meditation.
I also regularly do it with my mother, who is trained in several courses of meditation. I've made it a habit to meditate early in the morning for at least 15-20 minutes, and I feel it always starts my day on the right foot.
Oh, wow. So you do, that whole daily meditation schedule. And then, so I wanted to ask, for somebody just kind of starting out with the whole meditation process, do you recommend that they do it daily, or how long do you recommend that they do it for each day if they're just starting out?
I recommend daily meditation because it's like food for the soul. As we need food for the body every day, we need to feed our soul. We need inner peace and balance for the mind. As we heard from our study, the participants who practiced meditation for 15 to 30 minutes a day at least experienced positive changes in their stress levels, more focus in difficult tasks, and overall became positive.
That's actually a lot of good benefits from meditating. And so I was just curious, like, if you don't really have a place to meditate, or like, let's say there's a lot of distractions, like people are always kind of talking in your house or something, or you live on maybe by a busy street and there's lots of cars going by all the time, which are distracting. What do you think is like the best way to just kind of cut off all outside distractions, like even if there's constant like noise and stuff that would normally distract you?
I'm not sure about you, but I have a noise-canceling headphone because my family is just like how you described it. So, headphones always work. And I also listen to some music and basically just sit in a comfortable posture in a quiet environment, try to make it quiet. And when you settle down comfortably, we will be able to meditate more properly.
And what kinds of music do you think are most beneficial for meditating?
I usually listen to nature sounds. You can simply type nature sounds or meditation on YouTube, and you can find a lot of variety of different music, and basically something that calms you down and is not too loud.
That seems pretty simple. So meditating, it looks like pretty much anyone can do it at any time of the day. So it seems to me, though, like it could be a little bit challenging if you're just starting out. Do you think, like, if you keep doing it every day, do you get, you can build up more time that you can just meditate without getting distracted?
Definitely. At first, it was very hard for me to meditate because I have a lot going on and school stress and sister problems. And, we have a lot going on. But once you start meditating and making it a habit, once you push yourself, you'll be able to do it freely. And now no one forces me to meditate. And it just became a habit in my daily routine.
Wow, meditating, it definitely seems like it can definitely be really beneficial to you, and honestly might be something that I have to try out sometime. And unfortunately, we're running out of time, so we're going to have to end this great segment now. So I want to thank Siri for appearing again on Express Yourself, and we give our thanks to Star Style Productions, Cynthia Bryan, Be the Star You Are, and our Voice America Kids crew, especially our voice engineer, A-Rod, Josh, Aaron, Matt, or Nick. Thanks to our guests and reporters from across the world, and thank you to you, our listeners, for making us a top-rated program. I'm Jack Pawlakos.
And I'm Joven Hundal. You have been listening to Express Yourself, an honored global community where teens talk and the world listens. For info on our creative community, charity efforts, and outreach programs, go to our main site at bethestaryouare.org. And until next week, remember, be kind, be healthy, and be here. Speak up, speak out, and express yourself.
Thanks for joining us this week on Express Yourself, produced by Star Style Productions, LLC, as an international outreach program of Be the Star You Are charity. For more information about our show, be sure to visit expressyourselfteenradio.com. Please join us again next Tuesday at noon Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, when teens talk and the world listens, on the Voice America Kids channel. Until then, remember to express yourself.
Stars that shine